recently got into poetry this year by my English teacher, Mr. V. I'd like to thank him for helping me express myself in this way. I am pretty nervous since this is my first time performing poetry in such a public way. I chose to make the poem I'm going to be performing today is just about myself and how I feel as a person. I chose to name it The Masks They Called My Name. I'm going to start now. I learned early in life that people do not always ask who you are. Sometimes they hand you a mask and they call it your name. They'll call you funny before they ask if you are tired. They'll call you smart before they ask if you are confused. They'll call you quiet before they've asked what you swallowed. They'll call you strong before they ask how heavy it was. And if you answer to the name long enough, you start forgetting it was never really yours. With friends, I became laughter, not because I was always happy, not because every room inside of me was full of light, but because silence made the room too honest, and honesty made people uncomfortable. So I learned to perform, I learned to turn pain into timing, I turned thoughts into punchlines. A laugh became a curtain, a smile became a locked room, my mouth became a stage where the truth stood backstage, waiting for a cue that never came. Around family, I felt that I need to become smart, not unsure, not tired, not unfinished, but smart. Like intelligence was a coat I had to button up all the way up to my throat. Like if I carried myself like an answer, no one would ask why I felt like a question. So I learned the script. Funny for friends, smart for family, quiet for strangers, strong for anyone who might mistake honesty for weakness. I learned which face to wear before I entered each room. I learned how to become whatever version of me made people most comfortable. And the worst part was, it worked. People liked me that way. They clapped for the mask. They laughed at the mask. They praised the mask. And I stood underneath it, watching myself disappear one compliment at a time, because praise can feel like a cage when it's given to a version of you that is not completely real. Applause can still bruise when it lands on the wrong face. A stage can still be a prison if everyone loves the performance, but no one sees the person bleeding beneath the costume. I started to wonder, what would happen if I stopped? If I stopped being funny, would my friends still stay? If I stopped being smart, would my family still be proud? If I stopped being quiet, would people still even want me around? If I stopped being strong, would they look at me like I had broken some rule I had never agreed to follow? Or had I spent so long being easy to like that had actually become hard to know? So I stood in front of the mirror with all my faces in my hands, one smiling, one thinking, one silent, one unbreakable, masks stacked like borrowed skin, masks worn from being worn too long, and behind them my real face stood, looking unfamiliar, not gone, not dead, but buried, like a body under stage lights, like a voice folded into the walls. The mirror did not clap, it did not laugh, it did not ask me to be useful. It only showed me how tired I looked from being misunderstood incorrectly. And that's when I realized being liked is not the same as being seen. Being needed is not the same as being known. Being praised for the mask is not the same as being liked. So I began slowly. I let one serious thought survive the joke. I let one tired answer replace I'm fine. I let one honest silence sit in the room without rushing to kill it. I let one real piece of me crawl out under the performance and breathe. I did not rip off every mask at once. I only loosened them, enough to speak, enough to breathe, enough to remember there was a void beneath the performance. The stage lights still burned holes through my skin. The audience still waited with open mouths and borrowed names, but this time I did not step forward wearing the face they had come to see. And for once, the room did not know what to call me. No applause, no costume, no easy name to place over my mouth. Just my bare face under the burning lights, my real voice shaking in my throat, and my hands empty now. Not from losing myself, but from finally putting down everything that was never me. Because a mask can become a face if you never take it off. And I am learning to let my skin remember its own name. That's